YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Moose back at it again with the white vans. All right. So, we got to do some discussing. All right. We got to talk about what's going on in the world today. All right. All this propaganda that they're giving you and feeding you. All right. That's this predictive programming. All right. Leading into this World War III. All right. So, you know, with Trump and Israel and Netanyahu and Iran, everything is going crazy right now. Okay, they're in the media. It's all type of lies that they're telling the masses of the people. Okay, and obviously, if you don't do your research, you're just gonna believe everything they tell you. But I believe that there's a lot more people being killed than they're telling us. And furthermore, I think that this is just a proxy war, honestly, until there's another war, which is going to lead to World War III. I mean, we still have lots of things happening, but they're talking about possibly getting involved with China somehow, but that might be further down the line. But right now, they're talking about Iran. And there's just so much out there about this that you could read about, you can watch, that's just predicted this stuff, that's just talked about how Trump and he's a 33rd degree Mason. And it's like this guy can't be trusted. Politicians can't be trusted. We know this. But anyway, I got this video lined up from Kim Osbo. I encourage you guys to go watch her videos. She's got a great channel, lots of interesting documentary type of videos that make you think. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it, man. And I'm just gonna let the video do the talking.
We start tonight with the growing threat of a larger war in the Middle East. Overnight, Israel launching what it's calling preemptive strikes against Hezbollah, saying the Iranian-backed militant group was planning to stage a large-scale attack this morning. Hezbollah then responding with drones and missiles. The exchange marks a major escalation of violence since the Israel-Hamas war began on October 7th, now threatening to open a second battlefront. That's raising serious concerns that the entire Middle East could spiral into chaos, pulling other countries into a wider regional conflict that could lead to U.S. involvement.
Hezbollah has threatened Israel with new weapons that it claims are now in its arsenal, including precision and non-precision missiles.
Tonight, Ukrainian forces digging into Russian territory.
For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own concepts, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
The enemies of Yasharel, the crafty council, seem to be so confident that the season of blindness will last forever for the Israelites, that they figure they can take their eye off the valley of dry bones for a brief moment to focus on the inner conflicts they have with each other and settle some ancient blood feuds. But the return of our king is closer than they know.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they were burned in a furnace.
I believe. Under dangerous. I believe.
So, of course, the sages, mystics, and sorcerers of the West can't help but to deploy their most powerful spiritual weapon, the fallen royal priesthood of Zion, against their geopolitical rivals.
For example, Operation Red Dawn was telegraphed 15 years in advance through predictive programming, skillfully placed in a music video for the classic 1991 underground hip-hop hit, Ain't No Future in Your Front.
Throughout the video, we can see a random noose hanging in the background.
Okay. Random noose.
And here, we can clearly see a name tag that reads S. Hussein. Shortly after this scene, MC Breed escorts a character impersonating Saddam Hussein to the noose, being prepared by a character representing a Saudi Arabian. Then in this scene, drenched in lesser magic, they forecast the actual execution, hanging of Saddam, who 15 years later would be executed by hanging in real life. To make it even more blatant, this song and video was released by the Jewish-owned label Warlock Records. And of course, the Illuminists had to end the video with MC Breed displaying the one-eye symbolism inside a theater, a clear sign of the Dionysian cult of Bacchus.
Yo, I'm telling you, the whole world is a stage. It's all a stage made up for the masses, okay? They're pulling a wool over everyone's eyes. And we know this. If you know, you know.
Almost everyone has heard of the lost tribes of Israel, but the Bible lets us know there's a group who knows exactly who and where the Israelites are.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Because the global public image of the so-called Black community has been sabotaged and saturated with derogatory stereotypes of dysfunction and buffoonery, the majority of the world who don't know who the true Israelites are don't take this community seriously.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So for the spellcasters, this makes the so-called Black community the perfect place to hide their lesser magic predictive programming in plain sight.
Bombs Over Baghdad is a song by the Atlanta rap group Outkast, which came out August 2000. 3 years later, when the U.S. invaded Iraq, coalition aircraft were making bombing runs over Baghdad at the rate of 1,000 a day.
The rap group The Coup shot and released this album.
Starting today, synthetic inhalers like Ventolin have been classified as lung toxin accelerators by the American Lung Association.
Cover in June 2001, a couple of months before the 9/11 attacks. And years before that, Biggie Smalls rapped, "Time to get paid, blow up like the World Trade." While in 1998, Busta Rhymes rapped, "None of you blanks really want war, the type to fly a plane into your building in the name of a law."
If it's not clear by now, mainstream hip-hop is totally co-opted and controlled by the deep state social engineers. In this clip from 2016, we see Barack Hussein Obama predicting who would win a future rap battle between two of their puppet superstars.
All right, so we had Drake versus Meek Mill. A lot of people were tweeting that to me. We kind of know the outcome of that. But if Drake and Kendrick Lamar got in a rap battle, who do you think would win?
Got to go with Kendrick. I'm just saying. I think Drake is an outstanding entertainer, but Kendrick, his lyrics, his last album was outstanding.
Excellent. All right.
Best album I think last year.
Thanks so much for your time, Mr. President. Excellent.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
So recently, when Elon Musk chimed in on DJ Academic's Twitter page saying, everyone's talking about this battle, I believe when he said everyone, he's referring to his circle of billionaire puppet masters and global elites. As the world heats up and inches closer and closer toward World War III, it's important to keep in mind that while most of today's regional conflicts center around territorial and border disputes, the scriptures make it clear that the Most High governs all kingdoms and nations in light of his chosen set-apart nation, the children of Israel.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
But the West has grown so fat, decadent, and arrogant that they're ignoring the rattling sounds coming from those dry bones. And they're not paying attention to the fact that the clumsy way they've conducted their externalization of the hierarchy, their public mass rituals, is starting to be perceived by some newly formed eyes in the Valley of Dry Bones. He's armed and dangerous. Armed and dangerous. I believe.
Vengeance is mine. I will repay.
Yes, this recent wave of psychosocial conditioning that's being broadcast through their occult medium of film and entertainment is so blatant in its satanic seduction aimed toward the daughters of Zion that it's hard for even your average unawakened American not to notice a strange pattern. As the sons of Jacob, the Israelite men, are in a deep spiritual sleep, being used as weapons while being systematically disenfranchised and programmed towards self-destruction.
The next phase of their psychological warfare strategy is to spiritually court the daughters of Zion, offering them a season of pseudo-empowerment and temporary acceptance on the condition they relinquish any spiritual ties to the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
And commit to undergoing a painful initiation process in order to become a consort, a concubine, in their Neo-Nephilim chimeric fertility cult. Let's look at the programming. For instance, we recently covered the horror romance film Bones and All, where a young Israelite woman goes on a road trip and falls head over heels in love with Lee, a bisexual cannibal. Then we have challengers. In this film, a champion tennis player played by Zendanda, a young Israelite woman.
Remember, the Israelite bloodline is established through the patrilineal lineage of the father.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
A champion tennis player played by Zendanda, a young Israelite woman, has a twisted affair, love triangle, with two bisexual tennis rivals. And what is really revealing is the theme song these satanic social engineers chose for the trailer music, S&M by Rihanna. The song, where the corporate record executives at Universal Music Group had a young Rihanna, a so-called black girl, sing, quote, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me," unquote.
Look at this, man. Like she didn't know what.
In the music video for this song, there's a scene which blatantly states Rihanna, Princess of the Illuminati.
So this movie Challengers aims to fetishize the perverse sadomasochistic initiation rites set up for the daughters of Zion to gain entry into the coming New World Order system as princesses of the Illuminati.
And this 2024 release, The Crow, has another component of the same predictive programming spell. A young Israelite woman in love with a goth anti-hero who, after being killed, returns to take revenge as the Crow.
So essentially, this movie is about an Israelite girl's undying love for a vengeful phantom being, which they call a ghost, but we know as a demon, the Crow, an unclean and hateful bird. Are you noticing a pattern here? All of the love interests have a deviant and corrupting nature.
Lastly, we want to highlight Pauline.
Hey, I just wanted to check in and ask how you're doing. I mean, if it's actually you, Pauline.
Do you think it's a good idea to stay in touch with Lucas?
I'm not. I put an end to it. I'm pregnant.
Well, who's the father?
You are.
No,
You are.
that's impossible. I can't have a child with you.
What? Some things have been going on around me. You okay?
You okay? How can I explain this? My mother is the devil.
What?
That is the worst thing that could happen to this world.
Is it like The Exorcist? Do I need an exorcism now?
I don't know either. We have to get rid of this damn thing. That's what's important here.
Pauline is a 2024 fantasy thriller miniseries on Disney Plus that follows a 19-year-old girl named Pauline who becomes pregnant after a one-night stand with Lucas. When Lucas reveals that he is the devil's son and heir to hell, Pauline's pregnancy gives her supernatural powers. This end-time spell has been cast to cause the Israelite woman to have sympathy for the devil and believe it's okay to fall in love with evil.
The show's name is Pauline, about an 18-year-old impregnated by Satan.
This is powerful witchcraft.
It's clear the enemies of Yasharel are seeing red, and although they've been caught red-handed, they want the daughters of Zion to ignore the red flags and embrace their doctrine of devils.
Shout to paradise.
And behold, a great red dragon.
And the first came out red, and they called his name Esau.
I trusted you.
Red.
Red alert! Despite the red flags, I believed in you. I looked past the warning signs. You said everything would be fine. So I ignored the red flags like I'm colorblind to red. Not being able to see these flags will leave me dead. I believe every word you said. So I'm colorblind. Colorblind to red.
So I'm colorblind to red. Those flags will have me dead. Believed every word you said. So I'm colorblind to red.
You're going to pay every last red cent.
Mayor M. Schulbauer was a goldsmith and a loan shark. He hung a red hexagram shield over his doorway
and changed his name from Bauer to Rothschild, which means Red Shield in German. The red hexagram shield was the symbol for the World Revolutionary Movement,
which joined forces with the Red Dragon to create the Balfour Declaration.
Their whole agenda is hidden in plain sight.
The red media.
We've all
Man, that is deep. Oh man, if you're still watching, man, this is some deep-ish. I don't know if you can connect dots like that, but they said that Bauer changed his name to Rothschild. That's deepness, man.
already exposed through Clive Davis and Lucian Grange that P. Diddy is an agent, a servant of the Red Dragon, the royal aristocracy of the British Crown. But the truth is, we didn't have to tell you about his allegiance to the Welsh royal dragon bloodlines. He tells you himself in the 2001 movie, Made.
Yo, this is my boys, man. Oh, how you doing, Bobby? The Rogues Gallery, huh? Bobby, it's Horace. How you doing? Rick. Hey.
You must be the Red Dragon, huh?
The name's Tom.
Yeah. So where's the Red Dragon's lair? Where do you call home? Where do you lay your head down?
Home, Glasgow.
Yeah. And where exactly might that be?
That's Scotland.
Scotland? Well, how come the word on the street is that you're Welsh, my man? There's a buzz going around about you being Welsh.
Enough for the introductions. I want you to meet somebody.
I see.
What the fuck was you told? Don't talk, right?
I'm not spoken to, Ruiz. Isn't that right, Horse? You know that to be true as well. Look, he spoke to me. Okay, what do you expect me to do in a situation like that? Just diss him?
This? Let me tell you something, motherfucker. You wasn't sitting here to make fucking friends, asking the motherfucker where he's from. And who the fuck told you Red Dragon?
The interview we are about to show you was published in December 2022, a year before the allegations surfaced against P. Diddy.
You know what? I think I'm going to pause it there because I want to be able to, really reflect on everything I just went over because this is some deep stuff. And I'm going to do a part 2 to this video coming up in my next video. So stay tuned to that. I'm going to drop another video to this reaction because this is a great video. Very insightful, very informative. Even if you don't believe in all of what this video is talking about, I don't see how you can't because it's all very factual as far as what it's talking about. But stay tuned for the next video. Drop a like, hit a subscribe. Make sure you comment. Man, I appreciate all y'all. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.